What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today we'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for UnitedHealth Group Incorporated, ticker symbol UNH. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So UNH is still bearish. As you can see here, we had a very large sell-off not too long ago. It was basically a straight line down. We had a dead cat bounce right about here at the 250 level, and then we tried to move up higher, but the bullish momentum was very weak. As you can see here, bulls tried one large move up higher, then we started going sideways, slight bullish bias, but it was not that strong. Bulls gave up and sellers came back in the market. So basically, it took out the prior low, and it looks like it's still trying to go down lower. So I'm looking for the 213 level, 214 level. Is that the absolute bottom? I mean, that's very hard to tell. I don't think it is. We'll have to wait and see. It's just basically watch and see. But it looks like it's going to be a target that will most likely be reached in the future. Why? Because that's where the strong support is at. That's where the 2020 bottom was at. So there's a good chance that there's a lot of orders over here. If this was a good buying level in history, it's a good buying level in the future. So it looks like price is headed for that same level, and we'll see what happens there. I'm expecting at least a bounce, and depending on how strong the bounce is will tell me if we're going to reverse or we're still going to see lower prices. Just because we bounced over here, we still saw lower prices because the bullish price action was not that strong, and then price, the selling pressure was able to overwhelm the buying pressure, and then we saw a sell-off occur. So this is getting a little bit overextended from the trend line, but it looks like we're going to probably still see a sharp sell-off coming next week. I mean, I could be all wrong. There's also that slim possibility that we just stop right now and this is the bottom and we reverse higher. But that's a very slim possibility. We need to play the probabilities, which is still expect lower prices because the broader market is still bearish. This chart itself is bearish. If you were just to analyze this independently, I think most people would say is bearish, or most traders, investors would also say this is bearish. And that's not even including the broader market selling off and most likely going to continue dropping in the future in the short term. So UNH, looking for the 213 level, and then we'll go from there. Looking at the weekly chart, there was a nice trend line in play. That's where we got that bounce from, that dead cat bounce. It wasn't really technically dead cat bounce. I think a dead cat bounce is, yes, a large bounce or a bounce after a large sell-off, but it just kind of happens kind of like at a random level. This was right at the trend line. So you draw a trend line off of this swing to this swing, you drag it across, and that's exactly where price bounced. And it just was not strong enough. A lot of people were probably buying off the trend line, and what do you know? They got stopped out. They got trapped, and then the shorts used the buy orders, stop losses to get into their to add fuel to the fire, and that's when we saw a large move down. So a bunch of stop losses were below this swing, and a lot of longs were trapped. So we're going for the 2020 lows, 213, 214. Let's see if we find support from there or not. But overall, very dramatic sell-off. The market is very smart. They know something we don't know. So if the market is selling off this sharply, there could be something coming in the company, or maybe, something has changed about it long term. This could just be a short-term reaction, but overall, the market is very smart, and they always know something more than what we possibly know. So someone knows something more than we know, so that's why the price is dropping down lower. So all I have for UNH on the daily and weekly charts. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.